everybody, it's Holly here. I wanted to go ahead and do a video on Zoom 101 for those of you who aren't able to make it to our training on Campus Development Day. So I've set this up and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make a training video for you, and we're going to talk about Zoom. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go to my Zoom checklist, which will be available for you online. There's a few things. We did make a Zoom checklist for anybody who has not used Zoom before or anybody who just wants some easy tips. The first thing that our checklist says, as you can read there, is set up the room before you Zoom. So you want to email your invitation or your Zoom link to the participants that you would like to Zoom with. You want to have the participants check to make sure that they are using a compatible device with a camera and a microphone setup. Check that you, as the host, have a compatible device with a camera and a microphone, which you can see that I do. Have participants conduct an audio and video test. This is really important because if there is sound that somebody's going to pick up that's echoing in the background, it can be really annoying to all the other participants. So an audio and video test, plus you don't want to get into a session and have somebody who's trying to troubleshoot while they're in the session and they're needing assistance for it. So all that troubleshooting should be out of the way in the first place. Then you want to send your link out and have someone else check it for you. So you want to grab that link and you want to send it out, and you want to have somebody else check it for you. Do a pre-conference setup, do a pre-conference, and then you can make sure that everything's working right, and you can make sure that everything gets troubleshot before you actually start your session. Open your room up 10 minutes before the meeting to troubleshoot any issues. And so right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go into my Zoom, and I'm going to just kind of show you guys around. So bear with me for just 1 minute. And so the first thing you want to figure out is, do you have a Zoom link? If you don't, you can always email Jury Troop, or you can shoot me an email, shoot Ben an email, and we can check for you to see if you do have a Zoom link. And if you don't have one, we can always get you set up with one. You want to go to zoom.usa, and this is where you're going to sign in. If you've been given a Zoom link previously, you will probably have the information in an email. If you have not, once we get you in and get an account set up for you, you will receive an email with your information in it for your sign-in. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sign in. I used my CCS email. That's what my account was set up under. Most of your accounts should be set up under your SFCC, your SCC, or your CCS email. So then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my password in. And when I get in here, I see my profile. That's the very first thing that I see. And the Zoom link is right here. So I can cut and copy that and put that into my syllabus, put it into my class somewhere. I can put that where it's accessible for anybody who's going to be doing Zoom sessions with me. So you want to go ahead and you want to grab that, maybe have that somewhere where it's accessible. A few other things that you can do in here is you could change your profile picture so that it shows you when you're in the Zoom. You can set up meetings. We just really suggest that you use your link, and then you can just copy it into a URL like I'm doing, and it's one of the quickest and easiest ways to open up your room for a session. So just let people know when you're going to be online in your Zoom room, and then give them your link, and then so what you'll do is you'll follow these steps. Open Zoom meetings. Always open this, type in the associated link. You can say that or not say that. So open Zoom meeting. What it's going to do now is it's going to go ahead and open my room up. It says it can't start video, and the reason it can't start video is because I am already on a screencast. So Oh yeah, so something else I wanted to share with everybody is that I am currently in the SCC Faculty Innovation Studio doing my screencast for this video on our equipment here. I just want to give a shout out about that. So you're going to check your join with computer audio. You want to do that, and I'm already using my computer audio, so it's not going to let me do that. But you want to make sure you're doing that, and then start your video here. A few other things about this is that you can invite participants from inside your meeting. You can see who's in your meeting, so you can manage participants from in the meeting, and you will see it over here on the side. Scrolling back over here actually gives you your dashboard. A few other things that you want to look at is the chat. You can open the chat up, and there's an instant messaging right here for anybody who wants to use the chat. We'll talk about that a little bit later. You can record your Zoom session. So that's, I think, sometimes really important. You want to have that available in case somebody missed it. The things that you do need to be really careful of is if you have students on there, making sure that you've signed a release because of FERPA guidelines and regulations. Just that kind of stuff. Be really aware of that. Be very careful with that. So here's our Zoom room. We've got it open. We've got our audio on. We've got our video on. Just a few other things really quickly. You can select what video settings you would like to use. So in your initial setup, when you're testing this initial link with someone, you want to make sure that you have all these settings correct. And if you don't, that's the time to do that. And so if you click on the little arrow or the little carrot right next to it, it'll give you the settings for that video. If you do it with the microphone, the little microphone, it'll also give you your options to switch for microphones and stuff like that. So that's how you would go ahead and set up those settings. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to close out of there for just a minute, and I'm going to go back to my Zoom checklist. So we have emailed our invitations out. We have checked that all of our participants have the compatible devices and equipment. We have checked that our stuff is compatible. Have participants, we've conducted audio and video tests for everybody. We've opened up our room, so check, all that's done on our checklist. So next one is, before your Zoom session, create a conducive space. Choose a quiet and well-lit spot without noise and distractions. So as you can see, I am in the SCC Faculty Studio. It's a very conducive space for doing screencasts, hosting Zoom sessions, synchronous, asynchronous, whatever you prefer. That's what you can do in the Faculty Innovation Studio. We've got some nice lighting in here. It's nice, like, environment in here. No dogs barking in the background, no microphone that's giving me feedback, stuff like that. The next one on that is, if screen sharing, have your screens, PowerPoints, PDFs, and other resources open on your computer and ready to go. As you can see, I had my Zoom open, ready to go, so you guys could see me sign in. I had the launch meeting in. I had my doc open. I've got all of my stuff ready to go. It's really distracting when you're trying to grab things from different places and you have a full audience in front of you. So it's really helpful if you just open everything up first. A few other things. During your Zoom session, silence your phone. Make sure your phone's not going off. Close any computer programs that you don't need for the session, which I've already done, as you can see that. I had other stuff open in the background, and I've closed them out. Sit up straight and speak clearly with a positive tone. Nobody wants somebody who's slumping or doesn't really look like they want to be there or be doing this meeting. Monitor the chat and responses to questions and questions from the participants. So if you're using the chat function, you want to make sure that you're that you're monitoring that for questions, that you're answering questions, you're watching what people are saying in there. Be a considerate host. All right, so that takes care of our check during our Zoom session. And at the end of the Zoom session, thank the participants. So thank you for attending my Zoom session. Give a friendly reminder of upcoming Zoom sessions, synchronous office hours, or sessions for synchronous instruction. Hey guys, on Wednesday, I'm going to be live online from 6 to 8 p.m. Join us in class so that we can have a cool discussion about the book that we just read. Ask for feedback on the session from the participants. Send out just a little quick poll or something and ask for participants' feedback. And then always make sure that you end your session. So when you're in your Zoom room, make sure you press end your session, end your recording, all of that kind of stuff. So that takes care of kind of the technical part of using Zoom. I want to talk now about the instructional part of using Zoom. We had this great module on social presence, and one of the things that Zoom allows you to do is build a social presence online with your students. By offering synchronous office hours, by offering asynchronous webinars or videos that you've shot while having meetings or having discussions with the class that you can post online as a video, checking in just to say, hey, how's it going? Having conferences over Zoom. These are a lot of the things that you can do to bump up your social presence, to let your students see your face, let them get to know you. And it's really not that difficult of a thing to do. We give you the checklist. We will set up a Zoom link for you. We have spaces where we're happy to help you with the equipment. We'll come to your office and make sure that you're able to do this in your own environment if you'd like us to. That's my Zoom 101 for today, and I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it, and I will be posting the checklist online so that everybody can have a copy of it. And if you have anything to add to the checklist, I would love to hear your ideas. One more shout out for the Faculty Innovation Studios, which are available at both SCC and SFCC. Cool spaces, awesome lighting, great microphones, dual touch screen setups so that you can do anything online that you need to do for your class, screencasts, chalk and talk, whatever you're needing to do with your students in your class instructionally, we can help to facilitate that. So thank you everybody for tuning in, and have a great day.